morning, everybody, and welcome to the Big T Today. I'm Frank Vespi from the Racing Biz, theracingbiz.com. To my left, Dave Rodman, track announcer here at Timonium. And Dave, we've had a couple days since racing ended last weekend, Sunday. You've had a few days to get in the lab, work on the dog figs, tweak them, get them tuned up for the bull ring configuration here. Are we ready to unleash?
Not only that, but given the fact that we have some 2-year-old first-time starters, we have the new and improved.
New and improved.
Well, they're new, so
Okay.
they haven't improved yet. Pedigree dog figs.
Pedigree dog figs for the 2-year-old.
Yeah.
You can only get pedigree dog figs here on the Big T Today. Dave, new racing weekend starting here. We go Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Monday, Labor Day, the concluding day of our 7-day stand here in Timonium. Tomorrow, we've got the $75,000, that's easy for me to say, Timonium Juvenile Stakes, and we also have Hall of Fame inductions, going to induct Mountain Dew and Ben's Cat into the Maryland Thoroughbred Hall of Fame. Should be a great day here out at the Big T. What are you looking forward to?
Well, stakes tomorrow, are always good to have a stake race here at Timonium. We had this staff last week, and then the 2-year-olds, sometimes a little more difficult to decipher than horses with experience.
It's a pretty interesting race.
Yeah.
I gave it a look earlier.
So, and they'll keep you busy with the induction ceremony tomorrow. I'm just happy to see Ben's Cat get honored, of course, and I think a lot of Ben's Cat fans will be on hand for that.
Yeah, people should definitely come out for it.
Yeah.
Ben's Cat is the first horse to retire since we started the Maryland Thoroughbred Hall of Fame about 10 years ago. First horse to retire and get in the Hall of Fame in his first year of eligibility. So yet another trailblazing moment for the great Ben's Cat. Look forward to seeing King T. Leatherbury out here.
And for the Maryland Awards. That's trailblazing moment with the Maryland Awards to have Ben's Cat in, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't
know what you're saying.
I don't know what you're saying, but
Okay.
yes, I agree. All right, Dave, as we dig in, 9-race card here at Timonium. Couple trends I just want to flag for the betting public here from last week. If there are two things you sort of have associated Timonium with over the years, it's speed kills, go to the front and win here, and short price favorites. Neither one of those really in evidence last weekend. Favorites go 5 for 27, so less than 20%, and they go 0 for 9 on Saturday, Dave.
Yeah, it's been, for me, the first couple of days a little tough sledding. Picked it up the third day, but I like the card today, and I like the picks today.
All right, good.
Trust
good.
and confidence.
Trust and confidence are watchwords. And same deal with speed. Only 5 horses last weekend that led at the first call went on to win. So 5 for 27 for first call leaders winning races. So again, horses able to win from kind of all over the track, show a little tactical speed is kind of ideal, but you don't need the front, Dave.
Yeah, and I think we had a lot of overbet favorites last week, honestly. People were falling for form over maybe like recent races. Example, Paris Chabelle, right? Hadn't worked in like 6 weeks. That hardly ever works, but there was a lot of speed in the race. They went gaga over the fact that she won 3 in a row. And so, yeah, you got, you get some vulnerable favorites here. And maybe a couple today. We'll point out as we go along.
All right,
at least from my
leading
book.
riders from last week, Xavier Perez and Carlos Lopez, 5 wins each. Leading trainer, Jerry Robb with 5 as well. All right, digging into the card here. Welcome. It's Baltimore County Day. Welcome to the Baltimore County Exec and friends. Glad to have you here in Timonium. And also, last piece of business, a shout out to our crack security team here in Timonium. Keith Kenny and the gang do a great job all year long. So thanks, guys, for keeping us secure.
Yeah.
Dave, first race, finally, at long last. I'm going 175. You're going 571. We're pretty much in the same place, more or less, jumbled up.
Yeah, I went to buy Big Daddy's Boy out of Big Daddy's Girl, who was 11 and 37 lifetime. She was a dam and $196,000, sporting some good works at Delaware Park. For No Guts, No Glory Farm. I guess the only negative in this race, but there's not really a standout sire stat in here, is that Imagining with 2-year-old first-time starters a little light, only 7%. 4 of 59, but maybe the speed of the dam and the class of the dam will come through there, and that gives her a 98 dog fig pedigree number, which is the best in the field over Sugar Hoof, number 7, by Palace Malice out of War Poppy, a half to run Poppy, 2 wins out of 8 tries and $87,000. So both the 5 and the 7 with some good pedigree there from the dam side. War Poppy Offspring and a Big Daddy's Girl Offspring Big Daddy's Boy. 5-7. You like the 1, and I can see that. Flame Away, the sire, he was very quick as a 2-year-old.
Yes, and the dam has thrown a first out winner from two to run so far. And I also, looking at sort of trainer stats here, first out 2-year-old maiden claimers, not really a positive for a lot of trainers, which stands to reason. If they really like the horse, they probably put it in a maiden special weight race. But Brittany Russell, 9 for 36, 25% first out, 2-year-old maiden claiming company. A pretty positive angle for her. That's how I landed there. Notably, there are scratches here. Take out the 2, 3, and 6. 2 of those are Rob trainees, leaving the 2 Gina Rob trainees, the husband-wife team, Jerry and Gina, and you landed on the 5 Big Daddy's Boy, and one of the Gina Rob horses.
Interesting to note, we'll see a couple of those scratch runners today for maiden 12-5 run for a higher tag
tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yes.
So that may portend that they kind of like one or both of those horses? I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah, and it was interesting because Xavier Perez was named on on the 2 that scratched, lands on one of the Gina Rob horses. When the Barnes go-to rider lands on a horse, you pay attention a little bit. All right, Dave's 571. I'm 175. On to race 2. Dave claiming 16,000. Never win 2. And again, similar, not quite the same. You're going to land on the 5 horse here. Skylar's Sister, we were talking about off air. I thought this horse's debut was phenomenal. Hasn't quite gone on the way we might have hoped from there.
Yeah, blocked at the 8th, altered, surged on the turf in debut. Then they ran her in the restricted stakes at Delaware. She did prompt the pace in the Maryland Juvenile in December last year. The eventual winner, Malibu Moonshine, stretch runner liking the mud, took advantage of that as she did over at Pimlico in breaking the maiden and getting the Maryland Juvenile filly crowned that day. Then they laid her up. She's come back with a couple of turf races, a couple of dirt races, but an above par race at Pimlico was 4th behind Haley B on the comeback, then Afani Bazzarati on the turf. Good company lines there, and I like the Equibase comment from Keith and Bill up there on July 15th from Skylar's Sister, grudgingly. Now, she may not grab the lead here, but I think she'll be prominently placed. Sansa Ariel, maybe the speed, right?
That's how I capped it. I think the 6 goes, and they're all chasing.
Okay. They're all chasing and still chasing.
Still chasing,
right.
Not catching, just chasing.
Okay. I say chasing, catching. You say they're all chasing. You think a wire job from the 6.
That's what I'm thinking. You know, Mike Gorham, the trainer, 25% with a positive ROI when a horse transfers into his barn, as is happening with Sansa Ariel. She's been keeping better company than these. Drops to a realistic spot. Should be able to control the pace, and then we'll see what happens from there.
Okay, I mean, I think if I can get that 5-1 and Skylar's Sister, I think she's a solid play today. That's just the way I looked at it. I was looking for a horse that really, really had a chance that wasn't going to be 8-5, 2-1.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I got you. Anything else you want to say here about the second race?
Loving Cup is Axel Concepcion. She's a mare who may benefit from a duel up ahead on the turf. She did her best running as a closer. She's had a little more tactical speed in recent times, but, if everything falls apart, maybe she can come rocking in for a share. Loving Cup. Spencerian also kind of a deep closing filly in here. How far back will she be in here? And she's kept good company. Jeannie and a bridle beaten only a couple of lengths. Loving Cup was in the photo with her for 3rd last time out. I think those are the main closers in the race, 3 and the 4. The 6, Your Horse Speed, 5 horse, I think will be well placed. So that's the way I see it. 5, 6, 4, 3.
We see it pretty similarly. And as Dave just noted, jockey change on the 4 Loving Cup, Axel Concepcion for Will Humphreys. So,
okay.
On to race 3, maiden 12-5, older horses going 6.5, 2 turns. And looky there, the answer is Prince Fire, we both say.
Short price. Out of that big race won by Disputed Claim, way above 111 flat for maiden 10s. That was smoking at Laurel. Nobody was going to beat Disputed Claim, but Prince Fire tried. He's got kind of a, I don't know. He's got kind of an odd way of running a little bit. It says checked upper stretch. I think he kind of made the lead and then went, oh, wow, there's another horse in front of me. Let him go on a little bit. You know, I don't know, maybe blinkers at some point, but I think in this race, he's gone to the front, and that's it. I mean, he's the speed of speed, I think. And he won't be any price. But
no.
If you can maybe find somebody underneath in the exacta, maybe to hook him up with for a one punch.
And you're using Run Rocky Run underneath. I'm using Thunder House. Run Rocky Run just ran at Delaware a few weeks back, finished second. That race has produced the next out winner, Dave.
Yeah, and Thunder House is probably your better payoff, right, underneath in the exacta, I would think. Thunder House comes off a good race, but on the turf and the dirt, his dirt form, dismal. How much was he beaten? 30 or 58. So I was like 70-plus lengths in his dirt races, and he's run a little bit better on the turf. But maybe there's been a turnaround there. The Milosevic barn had a good latter part of the Laurel session there, so things are going good in the barn right now. And yeah, I'm just looking for someone to pick up the pieces. 2.6 isn't going to pay much. 2.5 maybe a little more.
Maybe a little more. And I actually go back to the bottom of Thunder House's form. Debuts on the dirt, doesn't run well, gets a 28 buyer. Next start on the turf gets a 32 buyer, and that in theory is his better surface. That's basically running the same race on both surfaces. Didn't run well going a mile at Laurel, but that may have been too far on the dirt. So if this horse can bring anything remotely similar to the turf form onto the dirt, contends.
Yeah, Surf City Gold, a trainer change. Also Band Tour with a trainer change in there if you're looking for bombs away and you're that kind of person, loving those trainer changes.
Yes, that is
some people,
correct.
you know, that's looking for that angle, and especially at double digits.
Yeah, no, definitely looking to shake things up there. Daniel McKenzie taking over Surf City Gold, Suzanne Statinius, Band Tour. On to race 4, maiden special weight. 2-year-old fillies going 6.5 furlongs, and again we're in the same places, Dave. We're just kind of jiggling it up a little bit. You land on the 4-horse here, Troubled Dreams.
Yeah, off of that stake at Colonial on the dirt where she broke with him. She was sent along to get up in the pace, and she just naturally dropped back on the rail and then did nothing in the stretch. But and the winner of that race has set the pace in the Schuylerville at Saratoga. Obviously a much tougher spot. She ran okay, 2 back on the turf, beaten 5 lengths. And the dirt race wasn't bad at Delaware Park, going 4.5. Should appreciate the extra ground today from the Brittany Russell barn, Troubled Dreams. First-time starter, Mama's Lino. Tell me about this filly.
Well, it's an Uncle Lino out of an aftermarket mare for Damon Dilladovico, and Dilladovico wins at about a 20% clip with first-time starters, including 4 for 12 with maiden special weight first-time starters. Positive ROI, so it's a positive trainer angle. This one's only sibling to race so far did win on debut, so we like the win early angle there for this 2-year-old filly.
And it all ties together, half to best sugar daddy ever. I think the horse you're talking about, right? That is Mama's Lino.
Which goes with the out with Big Daddy, right?
But it also is weird that where's my junk mail? All my stable mail wind up in the junk mail. I don't know why.
Are you saying our pick should end up in the junk mail too, Dave?
That horse is actually has been on my stable mail forever and ever and ever and ever. Is running at Delaware Park, best sugar daddy ever, the sibling to Mama's Lino, tomorrow at 5-2 on the line.
Okay.
And when I get finished playing it, It won't be 5-2. Now, the horse I've been tracking for a long time kind of ran against the bias in the Maryland Million, ran against the bias, I think, in Breaking the Maiden. You know, some oddball trip notes there. And suddenly I see the name pop up tomorrow. This sibling
At
to
beautiful Delaware
Mama's Lino.
Park.
Yeah.
All right. Troubled Dreams, Mama's Lino, top two for Dave and me. Dave, we're going to move on quickly here, I think, unless there's something else you want to say about the
what do we want to
fourth.
say about Just the Thing? Oh, I mean, Just the Thing. Pimlico back in May, didn't run bad to a horse named Kellen, who came back to break a maiden next time out. Kind of, they had a little high hopes for that horse. Corrales Barn. Time away is a bit of a question there, but there was a winner out of that race, as you said, Kellen. The verdict is really out on this filly, right? 4.5, 5. Off time away to 6.5. She has the running style that maybe will place her forwardly or within striking range in here.
Yeah.
She's kind of a good option.
Those first two are not bad.
Mhm.
Obviously, the third one was not good, but the other two are fine.
Mm-hmm. That's all.
So, all right, on to race 5 here. 5,000 beaten claimers going a mile, 3 turns here at the Big T. And Dave, Frank, look at us. We're exactly the same. 5-4-1. Dave, tell me about One Las Olas.
And why not? Couple of horses, the 5 and the 4. Your top two, my top two, come out of the Illusion of Hope race August 12th at Laurel, going 6 furlongs. Illusion of Hope runs big next time out. And Victorian Riviera stumbled in that race, stumbled badly. One Las Olas runs okay off the claim for Rob. And her best race is a circling field type move, but she can be close if she wants to be close. So, I think those are the two fillies to beat in here, and probably not much of a surprise. Holding Court, I think they're going to probably try to gun and go from the rail, especially with Barboza aboard. And the 6, an Irrational Millennial. Kind of an interesting long shot play, Rational Millennial, because she was behind Waterwitch Holding Court, but was ranked at the start back at Laurel back in July. Loomed up like she was going to do something, but after all of that shenanigans at the start and early in the race, she just couldn't. It took a little bit out of her here. I don't think she's off the radar at double digits on the board.
She wasn't on my radar, but I having said that, I can see it get the 10-pound apprentice up there for Jose Corrales. The Corrales barn often fires in sort of unexpected spots. Just building on what you said about One Las Olas, the winner of that last race, Illusion of Hope, came back to be second in an allowance right here. So that was a pretty good effort. The Rob barn, 35% second off the claim. So they do very well second off the claim, as is the case with One Las Olas. And other than that, we're pretty much in the same place. I ended up using Waterwitch a little, which you did not. You used Rational Millennial a little.
Well, Corrales has a couple in here, right? Has Merger of Equals and has a Rational Millennial. I think maybe they'll Rational Millennial beat Merger of Equals before on a wet fast going at Delaware 2 races back, so that's why I kind of tipped the hat to her as the price play.
All right, that's race 5 here. Heading to race 6 here in Timonium. Maiden 12-5, older runners going a half mile, 4 furlongs. Just a scramble of the finish line there, and I go 7-1-4, you go 7-4-1. We both land on a nicely bred son of editorial.
Nicely bred, but mentally maybe not all together. He's kind of a little goofy in the post parade. Sweet Syntax, have watched him warm up before. Hopefully, maybe 4th time out, he can finally figure out he's got to be a racehorse and keep his mind on business. And the reason I picked him was he was out of that disputed claim race. Prince Fire was second there. So Prince Fire comes back to win. I think even more people are going to see that and say, okay, let's get it on a Sweet Syntax bandwagon. Longtime maiden Glastonbury 0 for 15, but has good speed, and in a short field, that's going to be dangerous. Army Cadet, you got second. Army Mule, first-time starter. Anything there I should know about?
No, I just, this horse has a long string of works, ought to be plenty fit. Obviously, Farrier does really well at Charlestown, so he's adept at getting horses to show the kind of speed you need to show, going 4.5 there, 4 here. And Farrier 14% debut maiden claimers. So that's all. I mean, I have a hard time, as a handicapper, I have a hard time with horses that are 0 for 15. Even though I put that one third, just if they've shown anything, they tend to eat a lot of money.
Follow the figs.
Follow the figs. What do the figs tell us? Do we have a pedigree fig on Army Cadet?
No, unraced mare. So out of an unraced mare, Army Cadet. But Army Mule, as you mentioned, first-time starter, dirt sprints. How about 24%? Not too shabby.
Not too shabby. All right. 714 for me, 741. Both of us, Sweet Syntax. We mentioned the breeding on Sweet Syntax. He is a half to Fee Esprit, $700,000 earner. So certainly a good family there. We'll see if Sweet Syntax can put it together here in the 6th. On to race 7, 6.5 furlongs, 5,000. Never win 2 fillies and mares. Scratch the 3, 4, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So we're down to a field of 6. And we're kind of all over the place, Dave. I have Courage. You don't. You have Chasing Artemis.
Yeah, Hive Courage has been kind of a little bit of a disappointment, really, the last few races. I put him in the mix, but I really like Chasing Artemis in this spot. Off of 3 above par dog fig races, the maiden 16, the non-winners at 2 for 8, the non-winners at 2 for 10. Had a little trouble in the last race. I think he's going to be in good striking range here. Off of speed, I have Courage, and Love You Mary Jane is an interesting horse. The first time in the hot Annette Eubanks barn, right? That's kind of the question mark filly in this race to me.
Yeah, the Eubanks barn, that's on the switch over from Claudio Gonzalez. That horse kind of struggled up at Monmouth at the Jersey Shore, but may find the Maryland State Fair a more congenial spot to run than the Jersey Shore.
Though beaten 8 lengths in debut back at Laurel last year as a 2-year-old, I had her with a decent number in that race, even though she got a 16 buyer behind O'Shaughnessy in there. And finally got the turnaround at the 1-turn mile at Laurel when she was able to just kind of settle, relax, and win going away. This year, not so much, but new barn, and those races were up at Monmouth. Inside, and a lot of times at Monmouth this meet, the inside has not been the go-to spot. So maybe a little hidden form there for Love You, Mary Jane.
Love You, Mary Jane. 512 for me, 275 for Dave Rodman, the best track announcer in the business. 8th race, optional allowance, optional claimer, 6.5 furlongs of first level allowance, 16 claiming. We're both landing on Cryo, Dave Rodman.
Off a class, right? Third last time out behind Durante.
Go ahead.
Nope, not going to do it.
Good night, Mrs. Calabash, wherever you are.
All right.
Somebody had to. Tell us about Durante.
You're the one that told me about Durante. He made some good movies back, and I watched him on tour.
Funny guy.
Yeah, funny guy.
Durante, who won that allowance at Penn National, then turned around and went to Saratoga to win another allowance race. So huge. I mean, that horse would lay over the field here off an effort like that. Felt like this one, Cryo, might have gotten just a little bit discouraged late after Durante went on by, and so I'm okay with that effort. Much better rival than I'll be seeing here, and so that was basically, it had kept sort of the right kind of company, ran pretty competitively. Behind Pit Stop Man, 2-back Pit Stop Man in the photo Sunday here at Timonium, then goes to Penn National where you're supposed to catch class relief, instead catches a monster like Durante.
Cryo, I think is going to be on everybody's ticket.
Sure.
The horse I definitely would use in the race is Carbonite. I like the race 3 back at Ellis Park, actually has a good fig off of that race, and you look at Cryo's last race with a 70 buyer, even though behind Durante, that 71 buyer is right in the hunt. Ellis Park.
We've moved.
Whatever.
Delaware.
Yeah.
And Carbonite, I think Carbonite was best in that last race. That horse had a very difficult trip. Was in tight early, was checked, all kinds of stuff, was coming at the end, beat a neck. I think he was best in there. As you say, a repeat of that puts him right in the mix with these.
Casanova Kitten is another one from the Ginter barn, right? Has two in here. Has Carbonite and has the outside runner, Casanova Kitten, a 6-year-old who has had some speed, going a mile on the turf, mile on the dirt. Seems to be a fairly honest horse pace-wise. And again, that Indiana race back around 4th of July weekend that was taken off the turf, I thought, again, a decent fig and close to Cryo and Carbonite in all figs, buyer and dog.
Buyer and dog.
Yeah.
Well, in dog figs we trust. Trust and confidence.
That's right. How about Street Hustle now? I got to talk about this horse because
comes off that big 80 buyer last time out. That's going to get that'll take some action.
9-5 favorite there. Hopped at the start, drew away with a big number. Can he repeat that? Don't know.
So here's this horse has been improving and moving up the ladder, which is a hard combination. A lot of times horses are not able to move up and continue to go forward.
I think this is a tougher field.
This is an ask. This is a tougher ask.
Shack in the Box, Pompous Prince, versus Carbonite Cryo, unknown from Mountaineer Colonial, Indiana. Another runner for Ray Ginter there on the outside. I think he's kind of up against it today, but if he repeats that last fig, he'll be tough.
All right, let's head to the 9th so we can get you up to the announcer's booth, Dave. Maiden special weight, 2-year-old fillies, 4 furlongs. I go 2-3. You go 3-2. Tell us about Feiner's Fillets.
Preservationist, sire, Adam Speightstown, town grad, 3 siblings, have won first or second start. It's win early.
Yeah.
So I hope that she's passed this along to the Preservationist filly here, making debut for trainer Brittany Russell. You see a family where not 1, not 2, but 3 of the offspring have won their first or second start. And they're starting to hear from Maiden Special, so I think they think a little bit of her, right? So I'm going to go with her on top.
I went. I agree with what you said. I went with the 2 on top, 1,000 Plants for Jerry Brooks. Jerry Brooks has had some success over the years, taking horses from Presque Isle, bringing them down here to the Big T and winning with them. And this horse, this filly, this is a fabulous debut effort. She ran huge there. The winner is a fancy Godolphin Into Mischief filly that won that race. This one did all the work on the front, dueled for the lead, got rid of the main pace rival, just didn't have enough to hold off the winner while well clear of the rest. This is a terrific effort. I guess if you have a question about her, it's the transition from synthetic here to regular dirt here at Timonium.
Well, if she has some early speed, she's going to be on the engine, right? She has to be going half mile, obviously. Most of them do. But she dueled in that race, 2 wide, and after the duel kind of shifted in a little bit, I think. I watched the video. It kind of cost her a little bit. And cost her certainly maybe enough to win the race.
Cost her the money.
So cost her the win money. It was a very good first run from 1,000 Plans, so I can certainly see winning the race. Face It Alone is another from the Gerald Brooks barn. Third to Face Down, who I think was the 2-5 favorite in that race. I was handicapping tomorrow's card and saw that horse.
Okay.
And drew away at Presque Isle, first out. And she has experience, just like 1,000 Plans does. Eric Brown's Girl is interesting because pedigree-wise, it looks like she's turf on top, turf on bottom. maybe they're just going to see what they have here on the dirt before
It
running
could
her on
just
the
be a
turf
work,
down the
but
line at Pimlico.
It is a win early pedigree. I mean, two of this one's siblings, one first time out and another one finished second first time out. So these are horses that can be ready to win first time out of the box.
When they start talking, that means we got to cut
we
out.
stop.
Right.
All right. Well, and we're right at just about noontime, so that's going to do it here for us. Dave Rodman, I'm Frank Vespi. Dave, good luck today. Dog Figs We Trust.
Not only the dog figs, but the pedigree dog figs.
Pedigree Dog
we'll
Figs.
see.
All right, I will be back in 15 or so with John Piazzik, Mackenzie Pfeiffer. You'll be hearing Dave all day from the announcer's booth. 25 to post here on Friday, September 2nd in Timonium. Good luck, everybody.
Good luck.